back down at the house, getting ready to work on the dining room.
Woo-woo!
Excited, honey?
Yes. I've been waiting on this one.
Yeah, the dining room built-in is going to be really cool. It's going to have glass cabinets all the way across the top.
Yes.
And then down below, it's got a couple of nice details there with some deeper cabinets in the center. And that's really going to give it a nice built-in look and some really interesting design, I think.
We modeled it after our current dining room, so we kind of know what it's going to look like, but
Give it a little touch of home.
we'll see.
All right, let me show you what we're getting started on. Okay, we got our laser suspended off the pole here. Got our mark on the wall here. So this space used to be the laundry room, didn't it, honey?
Yeah.
This window used to be in the laundry room. It was kind of the laundry room pantry. And when we bought the house, we decided to demolish that wall and make a much larger dining room. Because we love dining rooms. We like having big family meals and we like to entertain. So this is a space that's really going to get used a lot for us. We moved the laundry upstairs. We moved the pantry into the former garage space. So this was a perfect use of the space. A lot lighter too, because this wall's gone and you've got two big windows in here instead of just one. So
Yeah, and this big opening now between the dining room and the kitchen.
right, lots of light. Used to have one set of swinging doors going back into the kitchen area there, and then the refrigerator sat kind of in this. There was a wall here, and the refrigerator sat here, and then this was the doorway into the pantry laundry. So much more open concept, but not completely open. We wanted to have room for furnishings and different things around the walls.
This gives us space for a very large island, and you get the open feel and the light going from front to back. So
Right.
it just made sense.
It's gonna be gorgeous. All right, so we're gonna get our boards on the wall here, so we'll have a place to rest our cabinets. We got 4 uppers and a spacer on either end to get put together, and we'll set those in place and get them screwed together and get them hoisted up there. Should be fun. You ready?
Oh yeah, my inner He-Man.
All right, let's get this going. So I'm thinking just tilt back a little bit.
That.
Cardboard.
Okay.
Get one hand underneath. Go straight up on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wall. Get to the wall here, Jimmy. All right, are you on the wall?
Let me.
I'm on the wall.
Okay.
All right, we gotta go up together.
Okay.
Start lifting your end up, we're wedged.
Okay. Do what?
Start lifting your end up, we're wedged.
Oh, okay.
They fell off.
I know. Sorry, folks. Oh, and it switched backward. Oh, okay. Never mind. Phone dropped. We manhandled this thing into place. Oh. You got any more to say?
It's pretty heavy.
It is pretty heavy. It's beautiful.
Only 10 feet of cabinets.
All right. Guess we need to get this thing screwed in, don't we?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It's up there.
It's up there. What do you think?
Level and it's plumb.
It's level, it's plumb.
Yeah.
We got 3 screws, upper and lower per cabinet.
Go.
And we're using these big old number 10 screws. 10 by 2.5. Beefy. Because they're going to be full of all sorts of china and crystal and silver and
As much as I can fit in there.
much you can fit in there. Plus they've got glass doors. They're around somewhere.
Yeah.
So those will be, oh yeah, there's one. Those will be a little heavier. Maybe. I don't know if they'll be heavier than wood or not. But anyways, beautiful. But yeah, so we've got everything very well secured and shimmed and good to go. Only thing we have to do is cut a filler strip for each end.
Yep.
And wedge those in there and then screw those in place through the jam.
Looks like it's gonna be fun.
Should be.
Because it looks a little bit more tight at the top than
Can't we just caulk it? Just put some caulk on it. Maybe I'll slide a piece of cardboard up in there and make a template. I don't know. We'll see.
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea.
We shall see. But anyway, so I got to make a couple of filler pieces, but actually it's lunchtime, so we're going to take a break and head up to the house and get something to eat. Looks like before too long we'll be able to get something to eat here.
I know.
Man, and
By the
more of
end
these
the day,
cabinets we put up.
I was gonna say, by the end of the day, those will be installed over here, and then the rest of all that stuff's just empty.
It's awesome. Yeah, those are just empty boxes over there for the boys' box fort.
Yeah, they've been looking forward to that, so. We only have a couple days, because I want it out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But I had to let them have a little fun with them, didn't we?
Yes, for sure.
All right, let's eat. All right, so I got the first filler piece in on this end of the cabinets. And it went in very well. Just gonna take a little bit of caulk there just to tighten that up just a smidge. The drywall's a little bit dipped right there. It's tight at the top and the bottom, a little dip there in the middle. But just a quick run of caulk and nobody will know the difference. We'll go ahead and touch the paint up there. Actually, I think Amber's gonna repaint this entire room. She didn't really like the yellow. Wasn't really her thing. I think she's gonna go more with a trim color. This trim color across the entire room, and then we're going to do wainscoting upper and lower. We'll do chair rail, and then wainscoting upper and lower. So that's going to give it a neat look. We talked about even doing some coffered ceilings in here. I don't know if we're going to do that or not, but may just go with a smooth ceiling and then crown throughout. But that was one other thing that we've discussed, so that's still a little bit up in the air. I'm going to go ahead and get my other filler strip cut for this side. And we'll go ahead and get that one mounted up and be ready to move on to base cabinets. All right, so the uppers are now officially done. I got the filler piece for this end cut and installed, and it was fun. Had to wallop on it a little bit with the hammer to get it set in there as well. But got it nice and tight. Just, again, just a tiny little gap, less than a 1/16 of an inch right there on that edge. And just a little dab of caulk will take care of that. All right, so now we're getting ready to set our base cabinets. We've got our laser level on the wall here. We've got it marked at 34.5, and then we've got the center line of the room marked as well, that we can keep an eye on our cabinets. Now, when you're looking at your base cabinet layout, you want to think about how far the floor is from your level line. And so we've got this line on the wall here again, and it's 34.5 inches there in the center. On this end, 34 5/16 plus a little, and on this end, 34 7/16. And so this end over here is going to be our highest spot compared to the rest of them. So we start on this end and then we shim as we go over here. If you started here and you set your cabinet on the line there, what would happen is as you moved your way this way, your cabinets would want to run uphill, and that would get you into trouble. So in this case, we start in this corner, and then the floor starts running downhill just a little bit away from that cabinet, and that's fine because we can shim underneath it and then keep on going toward the corner there and shim a little bit less as we get toward that corner. So that's the plan. We're going to start laying these cabinets out and get started. All right, we are well on our way to getting the base cabinets installed. Got our cabinet on the end here, and then there's an offset. These bump out 2.5 inches. And the middle 3 cabinets will stay out that far. And then the last one on the end will go back in where the first one was on the other end. What do you think so far?
Sorry, I placed over.
It's cool.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good though, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I'm real happy.
Just exhausted.
Lots of shimming along the bottom here. Again, we had the high corner over there, and then the floor sloped a little bit away from the edge of the room, so we're having to compensate for that. So glad I got plenty of shims the other day. So we're gonna go ahead and get the big middle cabinet, get it installed, and then keep on trucking. Sound good? All right. So we made some good progress so far. We've got 4 base cabinets installed, leveled, plumbed. Everything's screwed together, and I'm getting ready to put the final base cabinet in on this side. This one again gets recessed back against the wall like the first one that we started with. And I've been going through the face on the 3 center cabinets just like you would typically. once we get everything situated, I'll also go back through the back here. I'll go ahead and shim those out and put some screws through the backs as well. That'll kind of hold everything a little bit more stable since those aren't getting screwed against the wall. You could take, some sort of blocking and try to run a big lag or something through the back of the cabinet into the wall if you wanted to, but again, these are base cabinets. They're not going to go anywhere. They're leveled and sitting on the floor. The floor is going to hold a lot of the weight, and they'll get screwed to the cabinets that are screwed to the wall. So again, they're not going to go anywhere. Plus there'll be a heavy quartz top on top of it. So once these things get all screwed and anchored in place, they're not going to go anywhere. There's no risk that they would tip over or anything like that. So that's that. But I'm going to go ahead and get this last cabinet in. And once I've got it in, then I'll go ahead and double check everything, make sure it's perfectly plumb level, and fire some more screws through everything for good measure. And we'll go ahead and put the drawers and doors and everything back in it. Okay, all the base cabinets are in. Everything is plumb, leveled, and secured. I had to use a lot of shims to get everything looking good, but that's what they're for, right? So rather than stacking shims like I've got there, I'm going to cut some stock and use that instead. That way it'll be more stable long term. And then I'll just take my pen nailer and nail those into the base of the cabinets there. The toe kick, which is color matched, will cover all that up. So it's not like we've got to look at that gap or look at the shims or anything like that. Your toe kick goes over top of that. And then Amber's got some little legs that I'm going to cut down and install. And that's really going to give it that, built-in effect as well. So I think that's really going to look good. So I ended up securing both sides that are inset into the wall. We've got nailers there. And then I secured the cabinets to each other in the back here. I ran a shim down in between the cabinets. They are secured through the face all the way across the front. And then I ended up using some sheets of 3/4 plywood and some 3/16 ply and made a large spacer. And then I used a 5/16 big old construction screw and ran down through there into the stud. So I went ahead and secured it. I thought, the screws through the face and through the sidewall, the cabinets should hold everything in place. But this is a big drawer unit, so you get a bunch of stuff in the drawers, and 1 or 2 drawers are out at the same time. That's a lot of force, and that could cause that cabinet to want to move. So I said, you know what, let's just play it safe and go ahead and put something through the back there. I think long term that's going to help keep this stuff in better shape and keep it from moving on us. And then again, this one over here is secured through the top into the nailers that we got in between the studs there. And I did go ahead and put one down in the bottom of the cabinet on both sides. You can see it down there in the back there, just to give it a little stability to make sure they didn't want to wiggle on us. So I'm going to go ahead and spend a few minutes putting all the drawers and pull out shelves and all that stuff back in here, and go ahead and put the doors back on. And then we'll stand back and marvel at it. Amber's going to be thrilled. Well, there it is in all its glory. Got all the drawers and the roll-out shelves and the doors and everything back on. Probably need a little fine-tuning, a little adjustment here and there, but overall, looks fantastic. So tomorrow, I'll go ahead and get some shim stock cut down. I've got some 2x4 scraps and other things, pieces of hardwood floor, other stuff that I can use to cut some shims, and go ahead and put a little beefier shim under those cabinets and places, and pull all those other shims out. And then we'll put the glass doors on. We've also got to do the in-cabinet lighting that goes in those upper cabinets. Since those are all glass doors and glass shelves, they're going to get lighting, and that's just going to allow us to show off all of Amber's stuff. her collections of different plates and our wedding plates and all the different things that the china and everything that we'll have up there. So that'll really give it a nice glow and really help to light everything up and highlight all the neat stuff that she has. So, man, what a day. It's, gosh, I think it's pushing 11 o'clock. So it's been a long day, but I'm real excited to get this entire dining room built and done. It was a huge effort, and so glad that Amber was here to give me a hand. Lifting those upper cabinets all up as one unit was awesome. So she's a trooper, I tell you. But I'm glad we got the lowers in and got these uppers done. And it really just adds to the whole kitchen and dining room environment. Now, next in here, we've got to do the what we call the beverage center, which is going to go on this wall over here. And that is upper and lower cabinets. That's where we'll have the Keurig coffee maker. There'll be a built-in refrigerator for beverages, and there'll be an ice machine. And then up above here, we'll have storage for cups and drinks and other stuff. So that'll be a nice area. So we'll go ahead and get that done. And then lastly, we're going to do the island, which is going to go right in here. You can see some electrical sticking up on both sides here. So the island's going to go in here. And then you can see some block off plates on these boxes up here. Those are for pendants that hang over top of the island. So we'll do that last. All this on this side are just empty boxes. So all this stuff that you see stacked over here, this is stuff that we've been through already. So it's great to see all that. That is a cabinet, not an empty box, but this is empty. These are all like I said, the beverage center cabinets. But all this is just empty packaging. The boys have been on us for months about building a box fort. So we're gonna let them take all this stuff, maybe out on the front porch or up in the bonus room, and take all these boxes and a couple rolls of tape and build one heck of a box fort. So I can't wait to see what they come up with. And then after that, it's all going to the trash. So can't wait to get all this stuff out of here. It's gonna really clear this place out. All right, well, that's going to do it for this evening. We'll be back down here tomorrow, like I said, to go ahead and tackle some more of the stuff here in the kitchen. Looking forward to putting that beverage center together. And then the island. That's going to be awesome. And the color, I'm going to leave that as a surprise. You're really going to like the island. I can't wait to get that together and for you guys to see that. So we'll be back down here tomorrow and tackle some more of this. Keep hanging in there with us. Lots more to come. Good night.